Hello everyone, welcome to Xinhua Live. This is Sun Qing with China's Xinhua News Agency. We're now at Swiss tech giant ABB's low-carbon factory, which produces various types of high-voltage motors in Minhang District, Shanghai. The factory has also been rated as one of Shanghai's first zero-carbon benchmarking. And we are also the first media outlet to do the live streaming report inside the factory and see how it works. Okay, now we are at the reception of the factory, and we are very happy today to have Mr. Tarak Mehta, President of ABB Motion Business Area. Hello, Tarak.
Hello.
Thank you for joining our live stream.
Oh, it's a unique pleasure and honor for me to be here with you.
Yeah, and we can say hello to our audience on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Very nice to see you, and I'm very happy to show you our operations and excellent products today and talk about what we see in the future.
Yeah, Tarak, welcome back to Shanghai. So how do you feel this time back to China?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Almost 4 years, and I really missed it. And I mentioned that to our colleagues in Beijing and here. It's been really good to see. And one thing has not changed is the energy and the enthusiasm of the Chinese people and the business. So that's very, very good to see.
Okay, and today Tarak will take us to an exclusive tour around the factory to see the whole production of the high voltage motors. So let's go.
Thank you. Yes, So it's been an interesting experience. For at least it will be for you and all the audience to see. So what we're going through now is typically where we have our employees in the cafeteria. So we happen to be around the break time, so you can see them take a look. And as ABB, our values are in display here for you.
Okay.
So it's about courage, collaboration, and care.
Yeah.
So we expect all our employees to speak up when they see issues. We expect our colleagues to take courageous decisions when it comes to developing our products, our portfolio, our investments. And of course, our people make sure that the customers are happy. Let me show you a little bit the history of our business. So what you see here is for our high voltage machines and motors and generators business. So let's take a look at the factory here.
Yeah.
To give
so
you
what's special for the Minhang factory compared to other factories in overseas?
I would say Minhang has a very unique honor, and I will get to that in a second. So our history started in 2003 here, and now we are at 2023. So we're celebrating 20 years of achievement.
Yeah.
A lot of different firsts we can talk about. The one that we are most proud of is we are one of the first operations in China to get the Green Award.
Yeah, this is the, actually Shanghai has noted the factory as one of the first zero carbon benchmarking factory.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was already in 2021.
Okay.
So let me explain to you why we got the zero carbon and what is behind the zero carbon.
Yes, I have a question. So how the factory will operate as zero carbon? Yeah.
So here is the explanation of how this factory operates as zero carbon. So we have solar panels mounted on the roof.
Yeah.
We generate about 3.1 billion kilowatt hours for this operation. So it's not only the generation that's very, very green, but it's also the smart building management systems that ABB develops and sells and promotes.
Yeah.
So we apply in our own factories what we work with our customers for. And those operations are managed by a smart building management system with ABB products, and they save an additional 1.6 million kilowatt hours. These figures have been validated by the Chinese local authorities as being absolutely realistic.
Yeah.
And this is the main reason why we got the award as the zero carbon, one of the first ones in China. And what does it mean? That was 2021, and now we continuously increase our volume because we want to see growth. So we stay zero carbon even as we are growing. So it's not a one-time achievement, but it is a continuous achievement. We reduced our consumption by 50% of the power.
Yeah.
So that's a continuous effort from the colleagues and the team, new technology, new applications in a way to grow the business.
Yeah.
So let me walk you through a little bit more about who we are and what we do in Motion. So we are one of the newest businesses in ABB.
Yeah.
So we talked about the leadership in motors and drives. So this is
So
an
the
electric motor,
products, yeah.
and that's a drive. A drive is typically working on a motor to improve its efficiency.
Yeah.
So a motor doesn't need to run all the time 100%. So in order to save electricity, a drive will slow down the motor and increase the motor depending on the need. So if you want more air conditioning, the motor runs faster. You want less air conditioning, the motor runs slower. So by doing that, we can save up to 25-30% electricity.
Oh.
So that's how a drive and a motor combination works together. And we have a big range from the very biggest to the very smallest. And that combination is where what makes us ABB Motion, and that gives us a lot of pride in supporting the world to save energy and efficiency.
Yeah.
So that's our products, that's why we buy it. As you know, we ran a survey in China for energy efficiency. Good news, 99% of our customers say they want to save. And almost 71% want to copy this facility in 5 years. That's what the energy efficiency movement is about.
Yeah, actually, during the past few years, China is transitioning towards the low carbon society. So,
yes.
How do you think about the low carbon development in China?
I think it's China has taken very strong and concrete steps to become very efficient, and the way China is becoming very efficient is 2 or 3 ways. One is creating a standard. So all motors sold in China starting 2021 have become IE3, which is a higher efficiency class.
Yeah.
And now we're focusing on IE4 and IE5.
Yeah.
Because we're headed to a very critical part of our operation, we will need to be in a closed room with both doors closed because of quality. We want to monitor the air. And once we are in, now we can open up and we can go in. So the efficiency standards in China are improving, and they're among the highest in the world now.
Yeah.
So in order to improve the CO2, the Chinese government has decided to go with the highest standards of energy efficiency. And you see some of the examples of the machines here.
Okay, guys, now we have already entered the workshop of the factory, and all these beautiful products and motors, right?
Yes.
Yeah. For me, this is actually the first time for me to see the real motors, and for many audience, I think they can very not that familiar with this product.
Yes.
So could you give us a brief introduction about these motors?
Yeah, so what does a motor do? A motor essentially takes electricity and converts it into rotation.
Yeah.
So you can think about a conveyor. You can think about a fan. So one of these motors is actually driving a very, very big fan inside a tunnel. You can imagine a tunnel where you take your car. This product is like an automobile. It's almost as old as the car. It's almost 100 years old. However, just like the automobile, we continuously improve it. So the motors of today are much more efficient, much more powerful, deliver more value than what the motor was 100 years ago.
Yeah.
So 100 years ago, a motor that does something similar would be 2 to 3 times the size. So the advancements of technology, and you see some examples of technology, very, very state-of-the-art insulation.
Yeah.
This is very new material.
Yeah.
Yes, this is aluminum and copper, but it's covered by very much the latest technology. You can imagine your cell phones, how much they have improved.
Yeah.
Something similar. The reason it is manual, and you think why is it not automated, it is because the requirements are so unique. Between oil and gas, chemicals, water, even the data centers, the requirements for our products are very unique. And we have yet to find the automation technology that allow us to automate. But the people that we have are very skilled.
Yeah.
So every one of these motors is customized to a particular application.
Okay.
So in some ways, this part has not changed, but the technology to produce it and the capability to deliver performance is much better than it was.
So where will these motors produced here be sold, for Chinese market or for the global?
I think we serve majority of our volume is for the local market, about 70%, but 30% of the volume is going to 70 countries. So all different markets, almost every country in the world probably has a motor or a generator from this facility.
Okay.
So that gives you a perspective of the size of the business. And as you can see, it's let me take you to a little bit of an area where we show how we are modernizing a product that is very, very old.
Yeah.
But it's become through technology and through electronics,
Yeah.
we're making it smarter.
Yeah.
So just like your cars and your washer and dryer are becoming smarter,
Yeah.
so are the electric motors.
Yeah.
So what you see here are some of the installations. So these are very specific sensors that we are installing in the motors so we can monitor the health of the motor 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Why is it important? Because some of these motors are pumping water, high reliability. You never want your water supply to go out. So in order to ensure that the water supply never goes out, we installed sensors. Because this is a mechanical device, it does need servicing. Sometimes the requirements and the pressures and the applications give a very difficult time to the motor. We monitor the health of the motor on a continuous basis. So this gives you a little bit of a perspective how we're digitalizing the product. We're bringing it into the 21st century in terms of monitoring it.
Yeah.
So the motors are monitored more than you and I are.
Yeah.
So just to give you a perspective, because they're being monitored 24/7.
Yeah. So what industries will these motors be applied in?
For example, it could be in a water industry,
Okay.
water pumping application. It could be in a chemical oil and gas application. It could be in a mining application to
Yeah.
remove air or to move materials from the mine up. So the conveyors in the mines could have motors of this size
Yeah.
to bring very heavy, let's say ore, etc. But these motors also go into wind farms.
Oh, okay.
So a motor is also a generator. So in a different application, a very similar configuration, we generate electricity. So as the blades turn, it converts itself into electricity. So we go from a mechanical round rotation motion to converting it to electricity. Then that goes into the grid. So these motors are also going into grids. These motors are also going into the latest cogeneration biofuel-based plants.
Yeah.
So the motor has many applications. This is the reason why it consumes 45% of the world's electricity.
Yes.
So wherever you want to have electricity, there's a motor,
Yeah.
either generating it or consuming it.
Yeah.
So on both sides of the value chain, a motor or a generator provides value.
Yes. And I can also see the entire factory is very busy. So
Yeah.
how about the business performance?
I mean, we're very happy.
Yeah.
So one of the very positive things about the visit for me is to see the performance improvement over the years. And despite COVID,
Yeah.
where everybody was challenged, we are very proud of our team because during the COVID times, our colleagues stayed here, lived here,
Yeah.
ate here, spent weeks here, because we could not move, as you know, from one part of the city to another in order to take care of the customers. So our shipments and our deliveries did not stop during COVID. So all of our customers were very happy, but that's thanks to the sacrifice of our people. So many of the colleagues here you see stayed here for weeks to make sure the business was going on. And thanks to the reputation and the quality and the performance, this business has been growing very nicely and quite profitable.
Yeah.
So very happy.
how about the business performance this year?
Very good.
2023? Yeah.
Good growth in the business. Many new applications we see. So we are seeing some of our first, let's say, energy savings and CO2 savings applications. CO2 we're putting into the ground. So we're starting to sell our first products that actually help customers take the CO2 and push it into the ground. So we start to see first applications of that right now. So very nice to see that as a new way, new places to work. We also see some steam turbines being replaced by electrical motors because it's a much more efficient solution. So as the world moves, as China moves towards more CO2 efficient solutions, there will be new applications that we see for our motors.
Okay, that's great.
So let me show you one of our products,
Okay.
which is the most efficient and has recently been given the Eco label from China, which stands for the most efficient product in the market today.
Oh, great.
So just like we have the most efficient factory, we also have recently won or been awarded the Eco label for one of our most efficient motors that I will be happy to show you now.
Okay, that's great. So actually, I'm also very curious. Does ABB feel the increasingly demand for the Chinese market for these motors?
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you think about the potential of Chinese market? As you mentioned that China is...
It's one of the biggest markets.
Yeah.
And given the fact that the world is looking at, and China is leading in many ways, the transition to a low carbon society, given the fact that China is already the biggest market for these products in the world, already.
Yeah.
With the transition towards electricity, we will see more needs for such applications and such motors. So we are very confident. We are investing, as you can see, in these operations.
Yeah.
It looks brand new because we keep investing in the factory and the operations and the products. And I'm very proud to show you. You remember the sensors we saw in the winding room? They end up as a wireless device here. It's a smart sensor.
Okay.
This white box is providing us 24/7 the condition of this machine. And as we described, it's an eco-design product certified by the Chinese authorities, local authorities. The reason it's eco-design certified is because not only is it more efficient, we also make sure that it's very circular. So the materials going in are green.
Yeah.
The product itself is high efficiency. And we make sure that when the product life cycle is over, we can recycle almost 98% of this device that you see, or this machine that you see. So this is, for example, going to a chemical oil and gas facility to make sure that it has the most efficient solution when it comes to moving gases.
Yeah.
So you compress the gas or you transport the gas. So this particular application and this particular machine, as we call it, it's a big motor. It might have as much power as 100 cars.
Yeah.
But its job is to be very efficient and very reliable for 24/7 through the life of its product. And these motors and machines last typically 20 to 30 years in the field.
Yeah,
so this will be outside.
I can also see there is a label that is a high level.
Yes.
Environmentally friendly. Yes.
And again, as I said, the reason we got the label is because we can also recycle. Circularity. It's a fully circular product.
Yeah.
It allows our customers to be sure that when they are done with the product, we can also recycle 90 to 95% of the components. In the meantime, they will be very happy to have the most efficient solution, which saves them money. Less electricity means saving money, but less electricity also means saving CO2.
Yeah.
So those are the combination is why we got the Eco Design Award.
Yes, and we can see this product having finished production. So where will it be used in the future?
I think this product is headed to a local refinery application in China. I don't have the precise city. Shandong.
Oh, it will go to Shandong province.
Yes, so now you know it will go to Shandong province. So we're happy to send this right after the session today. It will be on the way.
Yeah.
So this is not a demonstration. This is actually going to a customer site in Shandong province.
Yeah.
We are happy for that.
That's great. Tarak, so just like you mentioned, China is the biggest market. So how do you think about the potential of the Chinese market, especially in the low carbon development? And do you still feel confident about Chinese market?
I think I'm even more confident than I have ever been. Why do I say that? Because we see an alignment between the vision and the actual execution. So we see the customers, we just had the pleasure today to meet with 6 or 7 customers just before the session today.
Okay.
And almost every one of them is talking about higher efficiency, lower carbon applications. Our customers want to push towards a higher efficiency. So whether it's the metro, whether it's a screw compressor, every application in China is now moving towards a higher efficiency, lower carbon emissions solutions. So we see the action. Many governments and many societies talk about efficiency. What we see here is actual action. Products are changing, requirements are changing. We're getting pushed to come up with even more efficient solutions. So there is things in the laboratory that I saw yesterday which make me feel very proud of our local team. Very unique solutions, exist nowhere in the world. and they are some of the most efficient solutions you will find anywhere. So yes, I'm very confident about the potential of China, and I'm also very convinced that the actions follow the words, and which is all you want as a business person. So it allows us to then invest with confidence in this facility, in this business, in R&D, to develop new products and more innovative products.
Okay, thank you very much, Tarak. Thank you for your time to join our live stream.
It's been a real pleasure. Thank you.
So, okay guys, we are now at, just like you see, this is a very special factory, and we just finished our tour today. And we know that China is now the ABB's second largest market in the world. And just like the Tarak said, the company will still keep on the investment in Chinese market. And it is confident that China will bring more opportunities to all participants. Okay, that's all for today's live program. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.